Next up on Delicious and Nutritious, Chef Jerry Levine prepares a tasty cranberry sauce that will complement all of your holiday dishes.
Today we are going to do a delicious fall winter dish that goes really nicely with turkey, ham, chicken, Cornish game hens, any of these things. And it's really easy, and it's a very traditional thing that is normally served with during Thanksgiving, and I suggest it can be also used during the Christmas period. So what is this called? It's called cranberry sauce with clementine, orange, and we are going to be using roasted sunflower seeds to top it off, and that'll be the finishing thing. Okay, let's talk about the ingredients we're going to be using and the tools we're going to be using. Let's start with the tools. We have a pan, and we have one of my favorite potato mashers, and we're going to put that right there. This thing is lovely. Why am I going to use this? Because I want to break up the cranberries a little bit, but I don't want to use a blender because I don't want a soft mixture. I want something that has a little texture to it. Okay, what do we have? Clementines, and these are called clementine tangerines. We have turbinado sugar, a cup of water, and New England favorite, also favorites from the Midwest, is cranberries and our dry roasted sunflower seeds. Okay, what do? First thing we do is we take one of our clementines and we put it into a pan and cover it with water. We would actually use all 3 clementines, and we put it into a pan covered with water, cook them for 10 minutes. Now, this one right here has been cooked for 10 minutes. These 2 have not, because we're not going to actually use them. The recipe calls for a coarse chop, so I'm going to show you what a coarse chop is, all right? We have our nice sharp knife, and we slice across the center, and I always look where I'm slicing because that way I make sure I don't slice my finger, which becomes a bloody mess. But we do this, and if you were holding these clementines, you can see how soft they are right now. So now we're going to do a coarse dice. And I mean coarse. And what I'm going to show you is you can see the size of the piece here. This is what I call a coarse dice. Now this is going to be cooked, and it's going to be cooked so it's going to even make it softer. So now we'll finish this up right here, like this, and like this, and like this, and we do this. Watch how I curl my fingers. I curl my fingers so they stay away from the blade of the knife. And now I stabilize the knife with my left hand, and we go up and down and up and down and chop, chop, chop. And we'll just give it a couple more chops. Okay. There we go. Now, we would have done all 3 of these, and we would have put them in the pan, all 3 of them, and we'd follow that with our 1 cup of water. That would go in the pan also. The turbinado sugar, that would also go in the pan. We're going to put it on the heat, and it would go up to a low simmer, and it's going to go for 30 minutes. And then once it goes for 30 minutes, we're then going to take the cranberries and put them into the pan, and with both of these, of course, and we're going to cook this until the cranberry bursts. When you're heating it, you're going to see that there'll be a line on the cranberry, and it literally bursts, the skin bursts. And we're going to cook that for about 8 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, 10 minutes, and so forth. And then we just take it off, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mash it. So we're going to mash it with our handy-dandy potato masher, mash it up, and that is where we are going to do. And the final thing is this is so much better if it is refrigerated. So now it's going to go into the refrigerator, and if you're in a hurry, let it sit in the refrigerator for a half hour or an hour, and that should be adequate. But give it a little bit of coolness to it because it makes it really good that way. Final step. We've taken our chilled cranberry sauce with the clementine oranges, and we're going to put it into our cranberry bowl. Why is this a cranberry bowl? Well, look at the color of the thing. It looks like cranberries. So that we now have a cranberry bowl. And we're just going to put this off to one side. But before we do that, look at this. And you can see the chunks here. That's a little bit of cranberry, and it's also the clementine. And look at the size of this, because this is the size of the chop that I wanted before. Now, sunflower seeds. So we pour a little sunflower seeds in there, and we start gently mixing. You notice what I'm using here to do my mixing? I like working with wooden spoons. Why? Maybe I'm a traditionalist. Does it really make a great deal of difference whether it is a wooden spoon or a metal spoon? Well, it depends upon whether there's acidity in it, but I don't think it really does. But I just happen to like wood. Now I'm turning the bowl so I get a really nice mix, and look at this, the sunflower seeds are starting to disappear in here, but we're still going to see some of them. And doesn't this look delicious? And I am, whoa, does that smell good? There we go.
Thank you for watching. We're grateful for your attention. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe to the local scene here and share everywhere. Thank you, friends.